Shalom, all listeners. I'm going to continue the stories of the great Oriental Sephardi Rabbanim and enter a famous rabbi from Aleppo of Syria of the name of Rabbi Moshe Tawil. He passed away back in the late 1970s, I believe in the year 1977. And he was a very, very esteemed Torah scholar. He was born naturally in Chalab in Syria. And at a young age, he was learning under some great Chachamim already, under Chacham Ezra Abadi, and also under Rav Shaul Mitlov Abadi also. So two very esteemed scholars, and earned a quick reputation at a very young age. And later on, in Syria, in Aleppo, he would later on open up the Yeshivat Degel Hatorah. He would do this along with Chacham Salim Zafrani also. And this was all done before he got married. It was a very prominent yeshiva inside the place. And later he got married to, I believe his wife was called Sarah, if I'm not mistaken. This yeshiva was very famous. It wasn't one ordinary yeshiva. There was 170 students, Talmidim there. However, it was notorious so that people would get up at 2 o'clock every morning and learn 16 hours a day. And remember, the best times, it's brought down is to learn early morning before the sunrise, a few hours before, and they got up at 2 in the morning, and then naturally if it was 16 hours, it would be after 8 o'clock in the evening, they would cease for the day the learnings at that point in time. So it was a very famous yeshiva, and he was earned obviously a grand reputation there, and became at a later stage the chief rabbi of Aleppo in those times. However, during the 1940s and in the 1950s, there was a lot of anti-Semitism in Syria, and this resulted in a lot of the synagogues, unfortunately, and a lot of problems. There were synagogues that were burned, and a huge amount of anti-Semitism, and that came in the late 1950s. It was about time he had to leave and go to Eretz Israel. He had to, which was a process, I believe, at the time from Syria, like many people did move. And we know there's big Syrian communities now in America, and especially New York nowadays, a big Chalabi community there, and all over. There's a lot of Syrians in Israel also. So in the year 1958, he finally moved to Israel, and he was greeted by the Rosh Yeshiva of Yeshivat Horat Yosef, of Chacham Ezra Atiyah, greeted him with abundance, and it was a very pristine thing that a great Chacham of the stature of Rav Tawil was coming to live in Eretz Israel at that stage in time. And he settled in Tel Aviv. He became an illuminary there. It was a pinnacle for him over there. He came there and gave a lot of the shirim automatically in a lot of the Beit Knesset and Beit Midrashes inside the city, and started off within short course Yeshivat Zichron Moshe in Tel Aviv. And this was people all over the city. It was mitzchazek, a lot of the people from Tel Aviv to learn throughout days, and people came from outside the city also to learn inside this esteemed yeshiva. And then it happened that it was Chacham Ovadia Yosef wanted to be appointed as a chief rabbi of Tel Aviv at that time, and he helped bring him there. There was a lot of opposition at that stage in time, but he was helped to persuade and make people enthusiastic of the prospect of a Chacham Ovadia becoming the chief rabbi of Tel Aviv, and very, very much was able to connect and brought Rabbi Ovadia Yosef to become the chief rabbi of Tel Aviv respectively. And it's his Hilula this 8th of Cheshvan this week. And he was one of the greatest rabbis, arguably, on the 20th century, coming from Chalab, from Syria, respectively. And he passed away in the late 1970s. He was in his late 70s. He lived till, I believe he was born in the late 19th century also. So we're spanning 2 centuries back also. And there's a lot of memoriams after him. There's different synagogues, especially in the Ramot neighborhood in Jerusalem, that is named after him, after Chacham Moshe Tawil. I believe there's 2 different Beit Knessets with the name Ohel Moshe, which is a very grandiose one, and also Mata Moshe. And also, I believe in the year 2016, only 5 years ago, I might be mistaken, there was a book after he was obviously the Rosh Yeshiva of Degel Hatorah in Syria. So they named the book the Degel Hatorah. It was published, I believe, in Jerusalem only several years back, and he still leaves a treasure chest of teachings. And many different Talmudim came from him. There was even professors that came from him and aspired to him. And it's his Lulu Nishmat. It's going to be now 1977, I believe. It's going to be 45 years since he passed away on Wednesday evening. So maybe we'll light candles in the Zuchuyot. You know, his neshama is protecting all of us, Be'ezrat Hashem, all of Am Yisrael, and can search about him online and look for his book online also. He was actually from the family of Elia Cohen also, he could be traced back from, and a lot of the people that are from the Mishpachat Tawil, it's a well-known thing that there's a charutznas, and there's a lot of motivation in general to spread a lot of Torah, and this was a lot of Torah in general among the Rabbim, the masses. And he certainly was one that Chacham Moshe Tawil, that spread a lot of Torah all over Syria and Israel respectively. Guys, have an awesome day today, and Shavua Tov V'rach. Take care. Bye.